Welcome to Chess Basics Part 3, presented by HeKa. Today's topic is on chess notation. Please watch this video till the end. Even if you are familiar with the topic, do not skip it. There are a lot of interesting questions posted at the end of the video. Any chess game can be saved in the form of algebraic notation. The saved game can later be used to reanalyze the moves and understand the game better. All World Series games played by grandmasters are recorded and saved in this notation. Anyone can easily see the moves they played and analyze why they played those steps. Chessboard has 64 squares with 8 rows and 8 columns. If you see the bottom of the chessboard, you can notice that chessboard columns are represented as alphabets from A to H. And if you notice the left side of the chessboard, rows are represented with the numbers starting from 1 to 8. Every square in the chessboard is represented with row column in the matrix format. If you can see the video, the first column starts with A1 and it goes till A8. Similarly, the second column starts with B1, it goes till B8. So this is how each and every square of the chessboard is indicated. Also, please note that the square position is indicated with lowercase alphabets, not the uppercase. Every chess piece is represented with their first letter with uppercase, except the pawn. Uppercase K represents the king, uppercase Q represents queen, uppercase B represents bishop, uppercase N represents knight, and there is no representation for pawn. Capturing the piece is represented with X. Castling step is represented by either double O or triple O depending on king side or queen side castling. Check to king is represented by the symbol plus. We will now see how to write down the chess moves. Every sequence of step has two moves, the white move as well as the black move. The example shown here indicates the first step. White has moved to the position E4 and the black has moved to the position E5. And you don't see any chess piece name indicated with the upper letter in front of the position name, E4 or E5. Absence of any representation indicates the pawn move. The white pawn moving 2 steps from E2 to E4 is what is represented as E4. In this case, the from position is not shown there, only the to position is shown. Ideally, the white pawn move should be represented as E2, E4. But in this case, we just show it as E4 because it's implicit that only E2 pawn can move to E4. It's the same case with the black pawn. The black pawn's move should have ideally be represented as E7, E5. But it's indicated as E5 here because there is no other pawn which can move to E5 except for the one in E7. With this, by now you would have got an idea how to write down the chess steps. Now I am going to show you a sample of how a chess player plays the game and how those steps are noted down. White pawn is moved from E2 to E4 and black pawn is moved from E7 to E5. As we already discussed this step, we will move on to the next step. In the second step, white moves the knight from G1 to F3. This is represented as NF3. The uppercase N indicates the knight, F3 indicates the position it moves to. The second step for the black is NC6. Once again here n represents knight and c6 represents the position that knight moves to. The knight moved from position b8 to c6. Next is the white's move, where bishop moves from f1 to b5. It is represented as uppercase B, lowercase b5. The uppercase B indicates bishop and b5 indicates the position it moved to. And no explanation is required for the black move, as it is straightforward queen moving to f6 position. Now we can see an interesting move from the white side. You see a notation called O-O, which represents the king side castling. In this, king has moved 2 position to its right and the rook has moved 2 position to its left. Now black pawn does a d5 move, which means pawn moving from d7 to d5 position. This is another interesting step from the white. White bishop captures black knight and poses a check to the black king. That's indicated by bxc6 plus. B indicates bishop, x indicates capturing, c6 indicates the position bishop is moving to and capturing the knight, and plus indicates the check to the king. Black bishop makes a move from c8 to d7, blocking the white bishop from taking the king. This is indicated by b d7. B indicates bishop and d7 indicates the position bishop is moving to. Now in this step, white pawn captures the black pawn by moving from e4 to d5. So you can see here pawn goes in a diagonal direction to capture another pawn. This step is indicated as ex d5. E represents the pawns from position, x indicates capturing, and d5 indicates the position it moves to. This step is little confusing because pawn doesn't have representation, but in this step it's shown as E. So here E is an indication of the column where the pawn moved from, not the pawn's representation. Now black does an interesting move called queenside castling, which is represented by triple O. By now you'd have learnt all the chess moves and how to represent each of the move. See if you can solve the 2 chess notation questions posted here. You can present your answer in the comment section of the YouTube. With this, I am concluding the session on chess notation. There are a lot of championship games and interesting games available in the form of chess notation in the internet. You can download and analyze the game and understand more. To make this session more interesting, I have asked 8 tricky questions. Let's see who can answer all these 8 questions. You can post your answers in the comment section of the YouTube, and I'll try to review and let you know the answers after a few days. Thank you. Thanks for listening to me and watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, give your feedback and comments.